Hey, what's up? I just wanted to talk about the recent Ubisoft big, whatever, with the drama thing about the digital only stuff. This went up, I think yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or the day before. Like, what's it called? One of their top dudes was like, people need to get used to not owning their games or whatever, something like that, right? There might be more context that might make it sound like nicer, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how nice things sound. It's all bullcrap. It's all PR. I do want to say before I speak more on that specifically, this is not a new discussion. It's not a new debate or argument or anything. It's been around for at least 10 years, if not 20 years. The whole digital only thing and whatever. That's been a discussion that's been around for a long time. And I had spoken on things like this before, where I was saying, look, some of this stuff can take 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, and then here's our new normal. I've been witnessing it, and now I realize what it really has been. For example, I still miss payphones. Don't need them. Almost never needed them. Almost never needed a payphone, but when I did, I was always happy to have one. I don't like the cell phones. I'd never use it. I'm paying monthly to have a stupid thing I don't use just in case I need it. I'd rather have a damn payphone I can plop a quarter in and blah blah blah, right? So it's stupid, man. I'd rather, anyways. So that's one example of where we've had these options available to us, and they were options. And then one day, the new normal is that option is gone. It's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. And for some things, it doesn't matter, right? Some things that don't exist anymore, we don't really need them anymore. There's upgrades, there's newer things. That kind of a thing is also a part of these things, tech advancing and all that. Anyways, Ubisoft Plus. Now, this is something I've spoken on before. I'm pretty sure I made a video about it, saying I like it or whatever, and I do. I wouldn't trash on the subscription programs as an option. I wouldn't trash on them as an option, but they'll be normalized, and that's the argument that people have had for a while, like at least a decade. It's not a new thing, it's always new when they headline it and they put it out. And I'll tell you what, when they do this is literally when they do this stupid big thing everybody's making a big deal out of it. Some people and some people probably don't care, right? When they do this, it's literally just to see what the reaction will be like. And if people don't react at all, they will assume nobody cares and they'll just go forward with it. This happens all the time, man. When the minority speaks up, and they're speaking for a lot of people that would agree with them, but they don't say anything, they get ignored because there's not enough of them speaking up, and by the time more people speak up, it's already too late. Anyways, so I mean, I didn't even realize like how much the Ubisoft subscription was. I think mostly because it is a bit pricey. It is. People were pointing it out. I saw in the recent discussion, which I have open on my other screen. $18 a month, and I didn't realize it was actually more expensive than like PS Plus or whatever. I just didn't give it much thought or anything. But I wanted to play games on Ubisoft Plus. That's why I subbed to it. I wasn't gonna be paying full price for them. I like that the subscription service includes the DLC. That's actually the main reason, I would say. Like if it didn't have the season passes included, I don't even know if I'd ever bother subbing to that. I don't know. The DLC being there is the like, yep, okay, sure, but anyways, and the thing about it too that I thought about here, let me catch up on a couple comments here and then discuss on them, because otherwise I'll ramble on and off topic a little too much. So let me just, I gotta do a tiny bit of scrolling to find the right one. Damn it. Oh, I had the thoughts in response to them, and now I'm trying to read it. And I'm like, never mind, because it is the same old argument. It's, I mean, if like look, all right, here, look. I've been talking about video games since I was very young. Very young. I was addicted to them at 5 years old. That was the first time I ever played a game, and I never wanted to stop playing. Like I never wanted. I was like, and I remember even in like elementary school, I was telling people I'm gonna die with the controller in my hands. Just that's how much I could not imagine not playing video games. That's how much I loved them. Love them. Well, things are different now. I'm completely broken. My mentality is not the same. So, but I still love video games just generally. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, no, man. I mean, I was a child telling people that like I was gonna. I It's always been weird to me when people talk about how like, oh, you're how old, still playing video games. That's still a thing. I can't like if it's still. I was like, wait, what? People still say that? Like, what the hell? It's for real. That's, that's so. It's like the news when when they blame video games for violence. It's hilarious, dude. It's freaking hilarious. Yeah, old arguments, man, been around forever. Anyways, so I've loved video games forever, my entire life, pretty much. And it's always something that I've read about, talked about, like been aware of my entire life. All genres, all kinds of topics on them and stuff like that. Um, why was I saying that? So this is why I like, I know these arguments. I've heard them all before, seen them all before. But I know I had a different point to that, and I can't remember. Damn it, whatever. But my point is, I have paid attention to these topics. So it's just weird when I'll see. Oh yeah, the age thing, right? Like, how are people still saying? People said that when I was like, I'm 46, I'm going on 50. Wow, I'm like, wow, weird, right? Weird. It's weird being old. It's funny though, and I'm not even that like old, but older. It's funny and funny. Whatever. It's fun and funny and cool. I like it. Kind of, not really, but kind of, whatever. Separate topic. Anyways, people were saying that when I was a little kid. And I remember hearing it from my mom too. She said the same thing. Like she heard the same thing when she was a kid. Maybe not video games, but like just the way that it's always the same crap that you're supposed to blame for something. Whatever. Anyway, anyways, that's so funny, man. Yeah, so people still say you're too old for video games. Like, what the hell are you doing? What could you imagine like what's your favorite hobby, right? Like your favorite thing to do. Could you ever imagine not doing that? Like you love it so much, and then would you just be like, you know what, one day I'm just gonna stop doing this? What can happen is that you do stop doing it just because you're like, all right, you know what, time to move on, do something else. But like when you're in it and it's like you can't not think about it every day all day long. Couldn't imagine that stopping. I remember the first time, like it was a few years ago or several years ago, I don't know, recently-ish, where I finally, and first time in my life, found myself thinking I'm bored of video games. And I was like, wait, what? What? That was funny. Yeah, I never would have imagined that thought, even like, because I'd heard it from other people, but I was like, never. No, never. That could never happen, But yeah, no, I'm kind of at that point. But there's other reasons for that too. But anyways, Ubisoft Plus, funny stuff. Yeah, so I don't know, man. For a long time now, 20 years probably. I don't know, a long time. Probably 20 years. Shit, a long time, man. It's kind of like I started using a credit card when I was a kid, when I 19, 20 maybe, around there, and that was just to build credit. I've never been in debt. To build my credit, my mom taught me. She was the one that told me, like, just pay your bills off. Just pay them every month. Just pay, like, so basically, the way I've always used a credit card is as if it was my cash. So I would never use my credit card if I couldn't afford to pay it off. Anyways, so I've been used to that for a long time, and now seeing things differently, I'm like, oh crap, this stuff's already normalized. The stuff that we live is already normalized. I'm getting to the point. It is related to the subscription, okay? It's like I mentioned the payphone thing. Payphones don't even exist anymore, right? So the last thing we want as a general, the last thing you should want, whatever, the last thing I want is for these subscriptions to be so normalized that it's the only way to experience these games, because that would happen. That will happen if people go along with it eventually. It could be another 100 years. I mean, it seems to be, I mean, it depends on what it is, but like the progress on these new normals will be slowed down depending on how many people are really paying attention and how many people are screaming about it, so they'll slow it down or stop it temporarily, but it'll always come back. All these things always come. That's what I was talking about, like this digital only, just video game related, has been around. This discussion has been around for at least 10 years, like, at least, right? If you're as old as me, I'm sure you know. Especially that's what I was mentioning about, like why, like, my whole life has been video games. Like, I've had other things too, but I've always been in the video game realm, man. So that this is not a brand new discussion. It is it's a funny one to see whatever, man. I don't want to go there. I've already said some of these things, man. Anyways, so yeah, no, it would suck for the subscription to be the only way to play video games, because that will happen if the customers allow it. It eventually will go there. So people have to keep pushing back, right? It's so dumb. I don't know why, like, things don't just get better. Like, why can't people with power actually do something good, like, for real? For like real meaningful. For example, you want to start somewhere, minimum wage, man, and that's on the companies, but I'm telling you, man, it's brainwashing. There's no way anybody could think that shit makes sense, because it don't make sense to be getting $13 an hour right now. No. If you believe that, you're a complete moron. Anyways, didn't mean to go there. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny too, because people brought up Prince of Persia. I just saw, like, it was like 2 or 3 days ago, man. I unsubbed to Ubisoft Plus about a month ago, or yeah, I think in the middle of December. Like, it was gonna renew, I think, this month, and I just canceled it because ran out of savings. And I wasn't in the mood to actually. You know what? I think I actually forgot Prince of Persia was coming out. Or I don't think I would have stayed subbed just for that game, though. I had subbed for Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Anyways, Prince of Persia. Did you see it? It's a $60 game. Did you see that is a $60 game? Did you see that? Did you see? I think it's $50, like, for the base edition, and then $60 for their little stupid cosmetic freaking skin deluxe edition nonsense. I didn't look at the deluxe edition, but that's been the norm for deluxe editions for, again, at least 10 years. Where it literally just gives you a skin, like, here's a skin for $10, whatever. Anyways, $50 game for their 2D side scroll. It's not that good. Like, come on, man, come on. They're better indies, dude. And I'm not trashing the game. I'm just saying, like, this is the world we live in, man. Things are overpriced, and people defend this nonsense, and it's just you're a bunch of idiots, man. That freaking hell. Anyways, um, so I thought that was funny when I saw that. I was like, I've seen people talk about like complaints pointing out like this is $18 a month or whatever, and who would pay for that, you know, whatever. And I'm like, what do you, what, 18 versus 70? I may not be buying the game, but look, if I like it enough, I got a month, I'm most likely gonna beat that game in a month. Most likely, even if it's 100+ hours, most likely gonna beat that game in a month. And then eventually buy it. I don't have to stay sub to it to play a game I already beat in a month, you know, whatever. And on top of that, the only reason I would stay sub is because I actually want to play their other games too. So the price is pricey for a sub, right? For a monthly sub. But when you compare it to the price of a full game, it's a really good damn deal, especially when it includes the season passes. Hello, right? You know, I'm telling you, that's what seals the deal for me when I sub. I'm not subbed right now. When I sub, that's why that's why I don't really hesitate when I'm ready to sub to that. I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna get the full game. Cool, you know. Another thing somebody had mentioned, and I've been noticing this past few years, game sales have gone to crap. Newer games, it takes a lot longer for them to go on sale, and when they do, they're $30. The price went back up. Remember, they used to go to $20 after a year. This went on for a long time. It was, I don't know, past 5, 6, 7 or so years around there, right? It's $30 has been the new price drop after a year. Sometimes less than a year, so that's cool. I'm like, you know, depends on the game though. Usually they're considered a flop or whatever if a game goes to $30 in under like 6 months or something like that. If it starts at 60 and it goes to 30 within a year, people usually trash on it. But people are idiots. They're stupid. So anyways, but yeah, so sales aren't as good as they used to be. And that'll get worse. It just depends. It really, I don't know, man. I mean, right now, I can't imagine it getting better at all. But anyways, why was I know I had a point. Damn it. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, especially like, look, $18 a month, right? If you know at least 2 games that you're gonna play, it's already worth it. Right, I'm just saying value wise, right? Like that's worth it, you know. It does suck that you won't own the game, but again, you can wait for a sale. That's what I was talking about, sales. So man, do you remember when games used to go on sale for $5, dude? Like there's all kinds of, the sales now aren't the same either. Yeah, if you've noticed, like I always aware of sales. I had a little smoke before I started this. I shouldn't have. I had a lot more clear thoughts and was ready to go when I was sober, but I don't like being sober, so. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, let me see if I can find anything at all real quick. Browsing these comments on it. There was 2 of them. I read them and I was like, ooh, I could talk about that. You know, and now I was like, well, I don't know how I lost this. I assumed it would be really easy to spot. That's why I didn't really like save it separate or anything. I was like, whatever, it'll be easy to be like, yeah, I know what I wanted to say. It's so funny. Oh, so it's one of the things there's a comment. Let me just go back up and see if I can find it, because I remember it was part of the sales thing. Like somebody said something about game sales, and I was like, oh, wait a second. What happened? Did I change pages? And if I've learned anything, oh yeah, don't buy games at launch because you'll be paying for a full price, whatever. I've had my different experience. Like for most of my life, how I always got a game on sale. Most of my life, I didn't start really buying more games more often at full price until I was in my mid-30s. Um, and it was because someone else had made this point to me too, and I was like, you know what, that's fair. And I remember I kept a mental note about it. So someone was talking about, he's like, you know, I don't buy all the games on sale anymore because I just have too many to play. And I was like, and I laughed. I thought it was funny because it's a good problem to have. It is kind of, but I mean, I'm the same way. I'm like, dude, I will never beat half the games I own. But yeah, so I used to buy like games on sale all the time. You know, like every game I ever wanted when it dropped really low price, which I'm like anywhere between $2.50 and $15 to $20. But especially between $2.50 and $10. And that was like the Steam thing, regular deals all the time, $2.50 to $10. And eventually consoles got those kinds of prices. Again, not right now. Right now we're in the new normal of prices have gone up for literally everything. But anyways, so I think I had kept a mental note of that, of what he had said about that, and then I started to try to practice it, put it into practice for myself. Like, let me see, wait and hold off on these 20 different games I would like to buy at $5 each, or get a brand new game that's coming out or just came out that I really think I want, like, pretty badly. And I started doing that. I started instead of buying 20 games or whatever super cheap, I started buying like one game at full price. So it just depends on what you want, that basically how you're feeling, what you want to do. But like I said, about most of my life, I waited for games to be on sale, even console, like long before I was like regular on PC and stuff. Console, because console, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, I believe even PS3, I did the same thing. A year after those games were out, every game, didn't matter, was on sale for $20. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, you can wait. I mean, I picked up I always think Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy for I think $35. Because I've been watching that game since it came out, and I'm like, dude, it never goes on sale cheaper, and it's pretty popular apparently. I guess like they have not lowered that price, but I think it's also just part of the new normal where that's kind of the new normal of sales now. It's not going down to $20. Being $30 to $35 is the new normal of cheap sale, right? I'm like, oh, there we are again. But it's because it's back and forth, these price changes. Still the worst I've ever seen it in my life. But anyways, I think, but I just wanted to talk about this just for the heck of it, because it is a topic I'm interested in. It is a part of something I'm aware of, it, and it is connected to the bigger picture stuff. I don't want to talk about that right now, but it is. It's related. It's all connected, man. All of it. Everything. So they will continue to push, like right now. So, somebody did say something. I hope I could find it. I think it was the most. Okay, yeah, I did find one. This comment made me laugh so hard. I wanted to finish what I was gonna say though, real quick. Okay, damn it, I got distracted. I just because this made me laugh when I saw it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So this comment about the what was it? It was the digital only thing or whatever, right? This is so funny. This person says, I have to say this comment section is pretty different than a few years ago when Microsoft was first pushing Game Pass and all digital. A ton of people were all for a streaming game service. Is it just because it's Ubisoft, or is it because streaming services for games is just a terrible idea? Nobody was for it. Nobody. I'm curious, do you remember? I remember. Oh, everybody shat all over it. I've watched cloud gaming get dumped on for 15 years, man. How does my around there? I think, I don't know. I'd have to maybe at least 10 years again. Anyways, it's just weird, man. It's just weird. No, people trashed all over the digital only thing, all over it. I remember because I didn't care. I used to tell people I'm already digital only. Almost every game I own, 90% of my games have been digital for a long, long time. Oh, such a long time. So I'm not scared of these things. I'm not scared of them. I know it's horrible, evil bullcrap running it all. I know that. I'm not scared of it. But I saw that comment was so because everybody was like, screw this, no, screw you, we hate you, digital only, online only, all this stuff. I remember everybody trashed all over. It was funny, man. And I remember the same thing for me with the online only thing. I was telling people, I'm like, I've been online always for 20 years at least. The internet came out. I was like 15 or 16 when the internet was brand new. When the internet first came out, I was a teenager. So yes, I damn well remember what life was like before, and I didn't used to miss it, and I sure as hell do now. Anyways, oh, it's funny. Why was I saying that? Crap, forget why I was saying that. It's funny though. But yeah, oh yeah, no. So I mean, I once the internet came, dial up, okay, dial up. All right, and I was there, man. Once the internet came out, even dial-up, I was almost on it 24/7. Like if I wasn't at school or whatever, I was almost always on it. And it was dial-up. We had one phone line, man. Fortunately, for me, we almost never used the phone. Never didn't talk on it much, you know. I was actually really chatty with my friends back then before I got on the internet. But yeah, man, I mean, once the internet came out, I was kind of on it ever since. And then when it became non-dial-up and cable and whatever, I was always online ever since. So it never bothered. Yeah, like I get it now. Start getting it in the past 10 years or so. Like I kind of had some changes on my perspective and stuff on some of these things, mid 30s, late 30s. And now it's different. Anyways, but it just never bothered me. Was all. I was like, look, I get the complaint, I get it. For me, I've always been online. I've never not been online, so I'm just like, whatever, right? That's what I used to say. Same thing with the digital games thing. I'd be like, well, like I said, 90% of my games have been digital for a long time. So I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's so. When I think about it, that whole payphone thing, we no longer have a payphone available. I can't think of the other things we no longer have, because that one's more for me. That one, because I hate a cell phone. I don't need one. I don't use it, so it drives me freaking crazy that I have to have one. I have to. It's so stupid. I'm just like, what? Damn it. Oh, I lost my train of thought again. Damn it. But yeah, I don't use it. I don't use a cell phone, so I don't care. I hate losing my train of thought, man. It's funny, and if it's because I have like at least 3 going on at once, like at least minimum 3 different thoughts at once, and I'm like ready to trail it, and then I get distracted and I go into something else, and then I forget what the hell I was talking. Cause just Anyways, oh man. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this because it is a bunch of bull crap, and they do want you to go along with it and accept it like it's normal and okay when it's not. I'm glad to see that the few people I engage with, at least they're fully against this whole like digital only thing, and I'm like, oh, and they're just regular gamers. I've never done political discussion with them. um and they talk about, they brought it up, like I'm just in their Discord, and they started talking about that stuff, and I was like, oh hey, cool man, all right, some people out there, they know better, all right, cool. They don't know no, but they don't like it, so that's good. At least they don't like that, like that. We'll take it. I'll take that, man. Yeah, so I thought that comment was so funny because we do experience different perspectives and opinions in our own circles, right? So I have no doubt that this person, he 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 witnessed people loving the idea of a cloud gaming Xbox thing or whatever. He might have, I not a chance for no, and I was all over, man. I was everywhere. Everybody was just crapping on it. My internet, my internet, my internet, my internet. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. I happened to most of like, I haven't done cloud gaming in a while, but I happen to always be, I lived in a place that was where a server was. So I almost had a flawless 99% of my cloud gaming experience has been flawless. Not controller input, the visual fidelity, like crisp and clear, man. So I had a really, really good experience with cloud gaming. But I've also experienced it when it lags, and oh my gosh, if that was normal, first, there's no way I would pay for that. Are you kidding me? Like, not a chance in hell. Yeah, no, I have seen when it lags, and it is not good. Yeah, I mean, I understand the complaints, man. When you're living next door to a server, it's like, okay, cool, this is great. Anyways, no, so I do remember that about the whole Xbox digital only, online only, and people threw a fit. That's why they didn't do it, because people threw a fit, and this person remembers them loving it. Like, what? Imagine if people didn't throw a fit. That's what it would be. Right now, it would already be the normal, man. Are you kidding? It's just funny to me. I'm just like, what? You have a tiny little circle, buddy. Because not a chance. I remember, man, that was funny. I had never seen so much hate in a gaming community. That was one of the first times I had seen like I had always been aware of like EA hate, Activision hate, but like that Microsoft digital only thing, the Xbox One digital online only, people lost their minds. They were like, no. And Microsoft was like, okay, we'll fix it. Because it was a lot of screaming, man. It was oh crap, that was funny, man. I'm trying to find the other comment. That was the one comment I wanted to mention, was that one, because I just thought that was hilarious. And I know there was at least two others, but there was one that I knew I would address, and I'm not finding it. I think it might have been like a longer one, and I don't feel like reading a long comment right now. Oh, actually I did talk about it. Oh, I guess it was this one. I didn't even, it was, somebody talked about how like, don't buy their games at launch because the price will plummet faster than any other studio or whatever. I don't know. The thing about that's interesting to me, it's weird. I don't even that man. I'd have to think on that. I have to think on that one a little more because I started like was like, well, no, I can't. No, I don't know how to. That would take some getting into. So never mind. Sorry. Just the I always not all I'm often weirded out by which games supposedly flop. Saints Row reboot. I find it hard to recommend, especially when I think about how it launched. But I think most of the fixes at this point, what like 2 or 3 major patches, right? Big patches, dude. Every damn they did huge patches. Like I went through their notes and I was like, damn. Um, um, most of it's fixed up. Most of it's polished up decently. Definitely. I would say it's worth $30, like easily, easily. Especially the gold edition, like with the season pass and whatever. Very fun, entertaining, funny, and gorgeous game. Very cool. Uh, Gameplay a little off, but again, their patches mostly fleshed it out for me. Anyways, why was I thinking about that? Just some of the games that flop. It's literally just word of mouth. It's people just being stupid, and it really is a sheeple thing. It for real. It is I'm not trying to be insulted. It's just the reality of it, man. It's just people going along to get along, kind of a thing. Just regurgitating crap that they've heard. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never played the game. They just see other people trash on it, and they literally just copy them. I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool, I guess. I don't know. You gotta agree with everybody else to be cool. I've never understood that. But for real, games get destroyed. And they also get popular just by word of mouth. I mean, that's really important. Like, if you like a game, it doesn't matter how many people disagree with you. If you like a game, just share it. Just talk about it, man. If you really like a game, talk about it. Tell people. You don't have. They might not be interested, right? Like that. I'm used to that. Are you kidding me? All I ever did was talk about video games, man. I talked my. That's funny. Just talk about it, and it doesn't mean you'll have a long conversation or anything. But if you want to tell people, hey, look, I really like this game, then just say that. Just say that. Just say that. That's all you have to. This game is really cool, man. I freaking love it. Right? That's all you have to say. You don't have to explain. If they ask you something, then you can go in, right? But most people, in my experience, they don't. They don't like ask more details and stuff. It depends, from some people already have an idea of what the genres they're interested in or the games they're interested in, whatever. So it's not about trying to convince someone to like a game that you like. It's just saying I really like this game, and that's all, man. That's it. No, you like it. That's cool, man. And that's how word of mouth. That's exactly what it is. That's it. And the same goes for either hate or positivity. So when the majority is on one end, it doesn't matter if they're wrong or right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is how big of a voice they have. That's it. If it's a lie, it doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, so I mean, Redfall, dude. Redfall is freaking cool. I had a lot. It reminded me a little bit of Saints Row, actually, because they both had a lot of like gameplay issues, the way they control, the way they felt, in the beginning at launch. I have not gone back to Redfall ever. I beat Redfall before they did a major gameplay update, where they like updated controls and AI and all that kind of stuff. I had completed the campaign, and I remember wanting to go back and play the other characters. I just never did it. I was also renting it. I was playing on Xbox Game Pass, and I didn't stay subbed. I don't for a long time. With several years now, I think I've been off and on different subs. Because for a while, Xbox Game Pass was something I was sub to for like 5 or 6 years. I don't know. I don't remember. I was sub to it for a long time, without canceling. And then eventually I was like, I'm sick of paying for this crap. I'm not even really playing it right now. Might have been 2 or 3. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Time is weird for me, okay? Because it goes by. I can't believe I'm almost 50. That's friggin' insane. Uh, anyways, so I started subbing on and off, right? Like if I was in the mood, I'd sub for a month, and then I'd cancel for after that month. Um, so I've been doing that, and Redfall had completed, and I was playing something else. I moved on to a different game. I still think about Redfall all the time. If it was $5, I would buy it instantly. I wouldn't even hesitate. $10? Oh yeah, I think $10. Right now, right this moment though, I'm broke, man. But $10? Are you kidding me? It's funny to me because I remember it was like a month or so ago. I saw somebody. It was a comment somewhere. Somebody said like, I wouldn't pay $10 for it. It's not worth it. And apparently they had a sale, and that's why they mentioned it. It was on sale for $10, and I didn't buy it. It's not worth it. And I was like, oh, well, I missed it. Shit, like, damn it, I missed a $10 sale for that. Damn it. But I liked Redfall a lot, and that was why it was big, kind of brokenish, I guess. I don't know. It was cool though. Gameplay was not that great, but I loved the atmosphere, the music, the story was entertaining enough. The environments were excellent, and some of the gameplay I really enjoyed. I remember liking the abilities. I remember liking staking vampires. Yeah, I remember that. That was cool. Anyways, I think I recently saw that game on sale for like $20, and I probably would have picked it up if I wasn't broke right now. I haven't not I've bought in like a couple games, but there were a couple that I know don't usually go cheaper than what I got them for. When you watch sales long enough, you know the prices where it's like, oh, look at that, that's a good one. That's the price, right? Because you almost never see it at that price and stuff. It depends. It just depends. Anyways, Redfall, yeah. So that was cool, and that's considered a huge flop. Avengers, great campaign, horrible mission layout thing, horrible mission table, horrible end game like design, but excellent campaign, fun gameplay, fun. It's fun. It is a bit simplistic, but the further you get into the game, the more once you unlock every like upgrade ability, it's kind of sad because that's when it really opens up and becomes the game that it should be from the start, as having all the abilities unlocked. It does make sense in a progression way where you learn how to play the game and learn how to play these things. I think it's a little bit slower than it should be, but there are a lot of abilities per character, so I get it, right? I get it. But yeah, once you have everything unlocked, it's just like, whoa, it's amazing. It reminds me a little bit of Anthem, because like in Avengers, if you were playing online, which I didn't do a whole lot of, but when I was playing online up here and there a little bit, you could tell when other players had the abilities unlocked. Because when you played with the like in the lower levels, newer players, you could tell the combat was different, not because you're doing less damage, but because the abilities being used are between 4 and then 20, right? So like you got one group that's using 4 abilities, because they haven't unlocked everything yet, and then you got another group that's using 20, a whole bunch of abilities just all in. It's just like, whoa, and it just explodes the screen, and it's pretty freaking epic. And it just makes me think of Anthem in this sense too, because yeah, soloable game, but when you played with a party, the syncing was really cool, really good stuff. Yeah, another so-called flop. These are excellent. That game is excellent. Oh my, at least a 9. At least, like, I loved it, man. I loved it. All right, bite me. Yeah, it just lacked content, dude. That's it. The loot was a thing, but they needed more content, more dungeons, more things to do. That's all it needed. That's all. What an incredible game. Anyways, yeah. So I always think it's funny to see. It's not funny, but like funny weird. Like, why are these really good games getting so trashed on, and on top of that, how easy it is to see people just like yeah when you can, and especially if you talk to them in conversation, you can tell they've never even played the game, not ever, they've never even tried it. And that's the thing where it can be a little tricky, because demos, people will play demos or beta and have like an initial impression, and it might not have been so good and whatever. Like, that's still, I wouldn't even give them any credit of having an opinion. And I would say that even about myself. I've done that before. I played a demo, didn't like it, you know, it's like, ugh. And then later, you know, I got around to playing the full game, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is one of my most favorite games. Bombshell was one. Well, no, I think Bombshell was one of those. I can't remember. I think I did play a demo. I don't know if they normally have a demo for that game, but they might have been like some promo thing. Because I don't know if you've ever seen it. Like, sometimes indies, they do like temporary demos. And then there's never like a normal demo for it, which is weird. I would think they'd always have a demo, but they don't. They do temporary demos. Anyways. I think I had played a demo for Bombshell, and I thought it was cool, but I just wasn't impressed. And I guess I just picked it up one time many years ago on sale, because it must have been like really cheap, and I was like, oh, I'll buy it and I'll play it, and then whatever. And then I played it like a year ago, and I was like, this game's epic. It's cool. I still haven't beaten it yet, but it's really cool. What happened was, I was playing it and I was really into it. I was like, this is badass, this is great. And then I think I upgraded one of my weapons too much, and it just became OP, and then I got bored. But it's cool though. It's a really cool game. Anyways, yeah, so I know I've said a lot of other stuff that I didn't mean to really get into, and I figure, you know what, screw it, man, I'll go into this little thing that I do, because that's what happens. But yeah, Ubisoft Plus digital only thing, right? I've been meaning to talk about. Yeah, I gotta save that for a different video. Well, I actually have a list of things I want to record videos on, just to talk about and whatever. And I've had it for about a month, and I've been pretty whatever, man. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. It's fine. I don't want to get into that. So that's why I haven't been recording videos. Anyways. I think the attitude is what bugs me more than. It sucks if they normalize it to the point where there's not even an option anymore of I mean, there are games right now in the past 4 or 5 years, or at least, right, like, where some games, they don't even release a physical edition. They don't have a physical edition, right? And again, I don't care, because I have the digital one. right but that's, like I said, man, that's what happens. It takes time, and eventually the other option is gone. Welcome to the new normal. And it happens with different things. It's all kinds of things. This is now we're the new normal, you know. I mean, like I was talking about the payphone thing. Like, hey, kids are born with cell phones now, man. Not born with them, but you know. I mean, kids with cell phones. Like, come on. That's the normal of our society now, right? Well, maybe only in the city. I don't know. Maybe not everywhere. In my circles, that's the normal, and what I can see online seems pretty damn normal, right? You know what I'm just saying, right? Anyways. Damn. But yeah, so it's the mentality of, like, I mean, what's he says something like, you have to get comfortable with not owning your games, and it might be like, it kind of, oh goodness, you stupid bastards. Annoying. I mean, the cookies. Like, man. Anyways. I was curious because I should have went and read in context the like a full interview to see exactly how he says it, because you know the clickbait is everything is clickbait, everything. But I also this is a real thing. It doesn't matter whether he's being a dick about it or not. This is a real thing that they're pushing. Whether he's like the way you have to get comfortable with not owning your games, whether he's saying it in a mean way or in a this is where we're going, you know, that is not a good thing. Whether he says it in a mean or a nice way, this is some bull crap, you know. It's just bull crap. That's all, man. It's just pure bull crap. And that's what will happen with all of these things. Like, no matter what. Like, for example, some people, like, if you were to go into the story, if I were to go into whatever, we go and we, because I've done this before. So I just don't care anymore. I've done this before. Like, people will talk about like these certain topics and they'll be all upset and raging about it and whatever. But if you go look and you're like, oh wait, well, I mean, no, that's just seems pretty common. Like, whatever, they're not even like being jerks about it. They're just talking about what's this and that and whatever. And the context is different than what people will believe or even discuss because they're not looking at the full story. But that said, everything is PR. Everything is a lie. Everything is meant to make you comfortable with things you should not be comfortable with. That's a fact. So whether he's saying it nicely or mean, this is the comfort they want you to have. So that is what we have to continuously resist. It's such nonsense, man. People need to be knocked out of power just straight up. They need to be destroyed. They need to be stripped of everything they own, all the money they have. They need to be just. They need to be taken down, man. And as long as that doesn't happen, this will continue to be pushed, and the new normals will slowly, you know, incrementally come along. And yeah, that's why that's funny to me. Like, it just makes me think of the whole Skynet thing. Because I've ever since I saw that movie, I was like, dude, it's going to happen. It's good. Like, if this is an idea, and we already, I mean, this was when I was a kid in the freaking 80s, man. Like, we already have tech. Like, we had crazy tech back then. Look at the stuff we have now. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? You're joking, right? Like, we're living in all the futuristic movies we saw as a kid, okay? We're just missing flying cars, man. That's all we're missing, pretty much. Just missing some flying cars, but we have airplanes. Who cares? Same thing. I'm just kidding. No, no, man. I mean, a lot of the futuristic tech isn't future anymore. It's normal. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. So, and again, it doesn't. Whatever. I want to say like it you know, it can be used for good and whatever, because that's the normal. But I mean, just because it can be used for good doesn't mean that we're not living in evil bullcrap. You have to fight it, and there are powerless people. That's reality. People will say, oh, it's a mentality. No, it's not. Because money is power, and money is survival, and money is survival. We live in that world. It's just what we live in. So anyways. Yeah, I'm done for now. I had some fun saying a lot of those things I didn't mean to say. Still can't believe Prince of Persia, the $50 guy. You gotta be kidding me, man. Anyways, so I did find it funny that somebody was like, "Oh, who would pay a monthly sub for one game?" And I was like, "I would. No, I'll pay $18 instead of $70." And then eventually, some other point, get it on sale. Again, though, like if I were to get it on sale and like for $40 or whatever, I just practically paid the full price for the game anyways, right? But that's not a big, that isn't something that is gonna bug me, because in most cases, if I do buy that game, it's not gonna be for $40. It's gonna be like 20 or 15 or something when I get around to purchasing it. It's gonna be a while, you know. So yeah, and in the meantime, I had played probably 2 other games, 3 other games, 10 other games on that same subscription thing, whatever, you know. So yeah, no, I mean, I think they're cool options, and I think the only thing that would bother me is if, you know, that you could only play video games, by subscribing to a service. Yeah, dude, you remember it was a Sega channel? I never got to get it. They didn't have it in my area. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna finish. I could go into other things and talk about other things, but I'm tired. I'm gonna take a break, and this went on super long, didn't it? Anyways, all right, I'll talk to you later. Let me know if you have any thoughts or whatever. Bye bye.